All right. Hey, everybody. David again.
Hey.
That's Rachel. Can't see her, but she's there. All right. So today we're going to be talking about quartiles and the 5-number summary. So quartiles split an ordered set of data into 4 parts. The 3 quartiles are labeled Q1, Q2, and Q3. So what that means is if we have a set of data, we're splitting it into 4 even sections. All right. Now, the places where it gets split, those are the quartiles. This is Q1, Q2, and Q3. Right? Q1 is also called the lower quartile, and Q3 is also called the upper quartile because they're on the lower and upper ends respectively. Q2 is the median of the entire data set. All right, so the 5-number summary. The 5-number summary is the following 5 values. The lowest value, Q1, Q2, Q3, and the highest value. All right, those 5 numbers make up the 5-number summary. And if you have that 5-number summary, there's another plot that we can do called a box plot. All right, so let's look at example 1. Find the 5-number summary of the shirt sizes of 8 children in a classroom and construct a box plot. So first thing we need to do is find the highest and lowest values because those are the easiest, so we might as well start there. So we can see the highest is 15, the lowest is 7. All right, next up we need those quartiles. So Q1, Q2, Q3. We're going to start with Q2. That's the easiest one to find because it's just the median of the data set. So we've already done median before. It's just keep crossing off the highest and lowest. Eventually you're left with 1. That's our median, and in this case, Q2. All right. So what the median does is it has a little dividing line now, and it says about half the data is on this side of the line, about half the data is on that side of the line. But we don't want it split into halves, we want it split into fourths, all right, because we want it split into quarters. So we have to go ahead and do the median of each half now, separately. All right, so the median of the left half, we cross off the 7 and 10. We have 2 numbers, 8 and 9. So you just add them up and divide by 2, and we would get 8.5. That's our Q1. All right, for Q3, we're gonna do the same thing, just on the other side. So if we start crossing stuff off, we're at 13 and 14. So halfway in between that would be 13.5. All right, that's our 5-number summary. Those are the 5 values we need. So now we can do a box plot. All right. So first we're just going to do a number line. So I'm going to start down here at like 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just going to keep going up. Just make sure that it's both lower and higher than all of your data. And then we're going to go ahead and put our numbers on here. All right, we're gonna do it in a very specific way though. So these quartiles are gonna go in a box. All right, here's how we make that box. Our Q1 is 8.5. So I'm gonna draw a line in between 8 and 9. Q2 is 11, and draw another line there. And Q3 is 13.5. And draw another line there. Now all we need to do is connect these lines up into a box. All right, that's half of it. Now we still need to get those high and low numbers in there, right? So the lowest number is over here at 7. So we're just gonna put a point. We're just gonna connect it to the box with a line. Same thing with the 15. Our highest is 15. So we're gonna put a point, connect it to the box with a line. All right. The box plot is also called the box and whisker plot because as you can see, it creates a box in the middle and then two little whiskers on the ends. All right, but each of these sections contains a fourth of your data. All right, let's look at example 2. So we're going to find the 5-number summary and construct a box plot again. All right, so first off, this one's not ordered this time. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to rewrite this data, but in order. So I'm just going through, writing this data in order. And as I do, I'm just crossing off the data in the list. That way I don't accidentally write anything twice. All right, so 5-number summary. Our high value is 5. Our low value is 1. Those are easy to see. Then we need Q1, Q2, Q3, our quartiles. All right, so again, start with Q2. So if you keep crossing off ones, eventually you're gonna get to this 3. That's the middle. So that's gonna be our Q2, just 3. Our Q1 is gonna be the middle of this left half of data, which would be this 1. And our Q3 is the middle of the right half of data, which would be 4. Then again, we're ready to construct our box plot. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, first I'm going to make the box. So there's going to be a line at 1, 3, and 4. Those are my quartiles. And I'm just going to connect those into a box. Now for my high and low, my high is 5. So I put a dot here, connect it up. My low is 1. So in this case, if my low is 1, the dot's right here. I don't have to connect it because it's already connected. Okay. And then we're done. All right, next up we need to talk about the interquartile range, or IQR. So IQR is a way of showing how spread out the data is from the mean. So IQR is Q3 minus Q1. All right. And then we're going to talk about outliers. So to find outliers, remember, outliers are just those numbers that we said are way bigger or way smaller than all the rest of the data. Well, how much bigger is way bigger? Here's a way to tell. So if you take Q1 and subtract 1.5 times the IQR, then that will give you the kind of lower limit of what your data can be without being an outlier. Same thing if you add 1.5 times the IQR to Q3, that kind of gives you your upper limit before the data becomes outliers. All right, so example 3, find the 5-number summary of the test scores, the IQR, and the outliers. So let's find the 5-number summary first. So highest is gonna be 96. Lowest is gonna be 19. Right? Then we need our quartiles. So Q1, Q2, Q3. First, we'll find Q2. So if we're going in from the outsides, we get to 74 and 82. So if you just do 74 plus 82 and divide that by 2, that will get 78 as our actual median. All right, so 78. Now, since neither of these numbers are 78, the dividing line actually happens in between those two numbers, which means whenever we're looking at the left and right sides, we're also looking at the 74 and we're also looking at the 82. Those are part of their sides now. All right, so for the lower side, so the middle numbers are 24 and 67. All right, so if you add those up and divide by 2, you get 45.5. And on the top, middle numbers are 89 and 93. So again, add those up, divide by 2, you get 91. All right, so that's the 5-number summary done. Next up, the IQR. So the IQR is Q3 minus Q1. All right, so in our case, it's 91 minus 45.5, which is actually 45.5. All right, now to find outliers, we take Q1 and Q3 and just add or subtract 1.5 times the IQR. All right, so for the low end, I'm just gonna put low end. We do Q1, which is 45.5 minus 1.5 times 45.5. All right, so if we put that into our calculator, we get negative 22.75. So what that means is one of these pieces of data would have to be lower than negative 22.75 in order to be an outlier. So in this case, that would be kind of hard because it's really hard to get a negative 23 on a test. You'd have to really try to do that one. So no outliers down there. What about the high end? So we take Q3, which is 91, and we add 1.5 times our IQR. So 91 plus 1.5 times 45.5 gets us 159.25. So that's the high end, which means for it to be an outlier on the high end, it would have to be higher than 160, essentially, which, again, I have faith in all of our students, but I don't think any of you are quite going to get 160 on a test. So might be a little bit difficult. All right. And with that said, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And Rachel, you are up.
Okay, joke. So we're gonna look at example 4, and so sorry for my voice. Don't laugh at me. Oh. Okay, you can't see his picture, but he's laughing at me. And okay, so let's start.
I'm always laughing at Rachel. Like y'all can't see me because I'm not speaking. But if Rachel laughs, it's probably because I'm doing something dumb. Just heads up.
I'm good. Okay. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to put this in order. So we're gonna highlight it, and we're gonna go to data.
Rachel, you might want to share your screen.
You're gonna edit this, right?
I am not editing this. Sorry, students, just skip forward a few seconds until the screen pops up.
Okay, hold on. I gotta find the right screen. Good to go. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay, cool. All right, so back to what I was saying. You're gonna highlight it, and then you're gonna go to data right here on the top, and then you'll hit sort. And it says smallest to largest, which is what we want, and then hit OK. And voila, it puts it in order for you. So now we can calculate the min. So we get equals min. That's what we talked about in the last video. And it brings it up at 22,000. All right, let's do our max because these are the easiest ones to do. So we have max, highlight everything, close parentheses, hit enter. And you see it's 240,000. All right, so for median or quartile 2, you've already found that before. So you're gonna type in median and you'll highlight it and hit enter. So it's 34,000. So this is our median. So with quartile 1 and quartile 3, remember those separate the top portion and the bottom portion. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to highlight the top portion and find the median, and then we'll find the median for the bottom portion. So you can think of quartiles like quarters. You're breaking it up into 4 parts. So we're going to find the median of the top half. And then you're going to find the median of the bottom half. And there we get our answer. So here we have the 5-number summary. And so if you wanted to create a box plot, all you have to do is again highlight it and then go to insert. And we're going to hit this little box at the bottom. And you'll go to all charts because you don't see it in your recommended. And here it says box and whisker. And there is our box and whisker. And voila, it pops up. You can be fancy with it if you want. You can change how you want it to look. I'll let y'all play with that. All right. One other thing is IQR. Again, remember that's your Q3 minus Q1. So it's your Q3, this one, minus your Q1. And we get our answer. All right, to figure out outliers, let's check on the left side. So you have Q1 minus 1.5 times IQR, and you get negative 146,500. Is that in our data value? Do you see anything less than that? No, because think about it. They're making money. They're supposed to be making money. This is their salary. So if they're getting 146,500 negative, then the company's taking money away from them. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. So let's check on the other side. So we have Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. Is there anything bigger than 313,500? Nope. So in this case, no outlier. So I'm just going to type no outlier. All right. Next we have example 5. And with example 5, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to find min, quartiles, and the max, and the IQR. So let's put the data in order. So I'm going to highlight it, and then I'm going to go to data, and then hit sort. And there it sorted it from smallest to largest. So I can find my min. And I can find my max. Just gonna highlight it here. Close parentheses, hit enter. And so we get 1 and 5. And you can see from our data that 1 is the smallest and 5 is the largest. Now let's try the median. So the median, you're gonna highlight it, and we can see that the median is 3. That's our middle value. So to figure out quartile 1, you'll find the median of the top half, To find quartile 3, you'll find the median of the bottom. All right, so median of the top half, because we want to split into 4 even pieces. So we can see the first quartile is 1. And then the next one, we have the median of the second half. And we see that the quartile is 4. So we can make our box and whisker plot or our box plot. So we're going to highlight it. And we're going to go to Insert, hit the little box, and go to All Charts, Box and Whisker. And here you have it. So you have to think about, why doesn't this one have another whisker? Why is it missing it? Well, because our min and our quartile 1 are the same number. So you don't have a whisker because the whisker extends. All right, so moving along, we have example number 6. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put it in order. And then we're going to find our 5 number summary. So let's put it in order first. I'm going to highlight it all. And then click on Data. Go to Sort. Smallest to largest. Yes, that's what we wanted. And there we have it. So let's find our min. Highlight it, find our min, hit enter. You can see that is the smallest number. Let's find our max. And then hit enter, and you can see that the biggest number is 99. All right, now let's find our median. What is our middle value? Got to type in median. And our middle value is 84. That's the middle one. So you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 numbers on top. And there should be 12 numbers on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Now that we found the median, we're going to find where is the quartile 1 of this top portion. So what's the middle of that top? And then we hit enter. So we found the quartile 1. And then quartile 3 is the median of the bottom half. And then close parentheses. And we get 91. All right, so now we're going to put it in a box and whisker plot, or just box plot. So we're going to highlight it, hit insert, and then go to our charts here, click on box and whisker, and then click OK. And you can see that it pops up. So what is this dot out here? Let's figure out how that works with outliers. So keep in mind this dot is sitting at 40. So we're going to look at the IQR. And the IQR, again, remember it's Q3 minus Q1. And that's 19. So to figure out any outliers, you have to look at the left side and the right side and see if there's any smaller or bigger numbers. All right, so let's look at the outlier for the left side. I'm going to call it outlier L just to look at the left. So we have quartile 1 minus 1.5 times the IQR. And we see that it is 43.5. Are there any numbers less than 43.5? Yes, this 40 right here, that's less than 43.5. So we know in our outliers, 40 is one of those. Let's look at the right and see if there's any number bigger. So we have Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR, and we get 119.5. Are there any numbers bigger than 119.5? No, because keep in mind 99 was our max. So the only outlier that there is 40. And this is just our range of okay numbers. And this outlier falls on the outside of it. So these are our okay range. This is our outside. And that concludes our video of quartiles. Thank you for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
The recording is not stopping.